all started in choir. Just me.
Every week I was there for rehearsals, sound checks, learning, feeling, and understanding the dynamics of music.
A story is one in a million. How often do you see a little boy from the pushing boundaries is here today, you know, on like a big stage, performing to thousands of people, you know? I feel like that's a standout story. Everyone around me and my mom influenced my sound in a lot of ways, actually. First of all, my background, I was in the, you know, so like when you listen to my music, you hear a lot of live elements, a lot of like the keys, the violins, like just live sound, and that really comes from like spending a lot of time in the My mom used to play a lot of instruments. She used to play the violin, she used to play the keyboard, she used to play the guitar, and she used to sing in the choir. She's not like she was a pro, but she could, you know, so she would show us around and, you know, all of that. And so I picked the personal interest in the keyboard, you know, and then there was Uncle Dan, you know, he was our music teacher in primary school. When he saw how interested I was, he put me through, showed me a couple of things, and I just kind of like put it all together and kept practicing, you know. My uncle used to live with us, and he used to listen to everything. He would buy these CD selections where they had like mix of songs. So yeah, shout out to my uncle. I feel like P Square, they influenced me heavily because they were so big when I was in secondary school, you know, like the pop culture was heavy, the way they dressed, not just dancing, like the style, the everything, the swag and all of that, yeah, you know. I mean, this would be surprising, but I also listened to a lot of Eminem growing up because it was cool to rap. So everybody was rapping, we would like write lyrics and all of that. So I would go back home, listen to a lot of Eminem. I'll come back to school, freestyle for my guys, you know. That was just cool to do, so yeah. I literally stumbled into producing because we used to do like rap battles in school. So I had a friend that had this software on his system where you can make beats. And somehow I asked him, we started talking about it, and it was like, yeah, he has the installation software. And I'm like, for real? He said, yes. So he comes over to the house, like installs it on, I have a desktop back at home when I was young. Then he put it on the system, and that was it. I just kept practicing, and I would say I just really enjoyed doing it. And then that was just it. I just enjoyed doing it, and I didn't have any other things. Why did I leave home? I mean, that's a very dicey question. So everybody's expecting me to say I left home to feed home.
A university degree was the safe choice. Momsy, like all African parents, was very worried about the music and wanted me to just get a degree first to be on the safe side. But I wasn't built for safe. I was built for stardom, and I knew it. Sometimes you have to believe in yourself before anyone does. So I pushed through and moved away from home to find my own path.
I left home because right from when I was little, as much as I loved my family, being around my mom, being around my brothers and everybody, I just was looking for something. I had no idea what I was looking for, but I knew that it was not in my closest surroundings. I knew I just had to like go far and look for that thing, and I didn't even know what I was looking for. I didn't know I was going to end up being. Immediately we finished our secondary school. A few days after that, I just told my mom, we're going to Ibadan, you know, and that was it. Ibadan is very different from Lagos. Lagos is fast-paced, the tempo is fast, you know, city of dreams. You know, Ibadan on the other hand is chilled, you know, there's a lot of landscape, you know. We used to have a lot of trees, but the only time I would say there was a clash is when I was supposed to go to school, but then I mixed up a lot of things, you know, the registration dates and whatever, this. My brother was so mad at me. Like, anyways, I mixed up a lot of things and I missed the deadline, so I couldn't register for that year's admission class. And then I had a whole year, you know, and my mom was like, why? you have to go to school. That is where I moved to Lagos. Like, I just found a studio in Lagos, It Factory. Then I have to do like the distance learning. That's what it's called. It was like a deal. It was like a trade-off. Like, okay, you have to do this. Then, so yeah, I did that. Then I came to Lagos. Then I started working with the studio.
I moved to Lagos with only one mission in mind: to blow. I started as a studio rat, one of those guys who was just always around, all day and all night, running errands, watching, learning, mixing, producing, meeting new people, doing everything, to be honest, everything to get ready for my moment.
Yeah, shout out to Ajawa Estate, Alhaji Bashiru Street. You know, so when we came to Lagos, It Factory Studios, that's where we used to work, we used to sleep, we used to eat, everything. I was spending a lot of time in the studio, hanging out with like producers, musicians at the time, you know, like shout out to Groovy. So apparently some set of boys came to the studio and turns out they couldn't afford him at the end of the day. So they had one beat I did. I was so excited, not because of the money, but I was like, okay, for real, are you serious? Like, so this can turn out to be, you know, and I mean, that was nice. I really had no idea this opportunity would come up. It used to be like a thing of fantasy. It used to be like an impossible thing, you know. I met Fuse. Fuse used to work. I saw the way he used to work. They told me that, yeah, Olamide has come record first of all. He used to come here, but I'd never seen him, never, you know. But I used to link with Fuse. Fuse pulled me through. Then one day I'm just sitting in the studio, and I'm the only one in the studio. And I just hear a knock on the door. And then I go to the door, like I couldn't really see the person. But I opened the door and it was Bado standing right in front of me. I was quite shocked. I mean, shout out to Olamide. I feel like Olamide is a great guy. He's a visionary. Like, he has a glimpse of the future, you know, because I didn't used to play my beats for anybody because I wasn't confident in myself at the time. So they would just be recording, I would just be in the corner, just there. If they need help, safe, they always good, like, you want to go up? They go, you know, and shout out to them. They were really nice and accommodating to me, you know. So one day I'm just in the studio and I'm chilling, and then they were supposed to have another session again, just like the first time. Then they came, but Fuse is taking time, and it's like, and Barry's like, you produce too, right? Like I say, yeah, I produce, but then my beats were. So I just played a couple bars for him, and that was it. He freestyled on some beats, but like we both knew those were not getting anywhere. Like it was just a vibe. It's not like I was so good, but he just took my number, and I didn't hear from him. I kept working on myself. Then after some time, I started working with a lot of like young artists from Ajawa Estate, like a lot of them. Then I made a couple of beats sometime. I was like, these beats are sounding like, okay, I think they're ready to. Then I sent to a couple of artists. Then I'll go on Instagram, look like. I sent a couple of, but no response. Some other time he called me again. We kept working. At that point, we started working regularly, but then nothing really. Until we did a session, then I was about to leave because he used to come and work in his house. He now had a studio in his house now. So I was about to leave, and then he was like, you don't have any beat anywhere you wanna. So I played the beat for him, and I was like, okay, it's a vibe. I loaded it up in the system, and then he recorded, that was his first take, like, Story for the Gods. Then he recorded that vibe, and it was like, since this is the vibe, that we should keep recording, that I shouldn't leave yet, I should chill. So I waited, we recorded the song till it was done, and I left. But as usual, we always do a lot of songs that, so I wasn't really expecting anything out of it. Then he just calls me a couple of days that, oh, we are dropping the song. So what's a wafa? So they wanted to like, I was like, for real? Well, it was looking like a dream to me, like, I didn't really drop in the song. Then they dropped the song, and everywhere it goes, boom. And for some reason, the tag, because my tag then, Young Jonn, the Wicked Producer, was right in the beginning of the song. So it became a thing. I feel like that's when I started working out as a producer. I started making so many beats.
Story for the Gods changed everything. One track, one moment. After that, I legit went from each song to each song to each song. In Olamide's words, every single beat was a hit. Story for the Gods wasn't just a banger, it was my arrival. And once the industry listened, they couldn't stop. And every time people heard Young Jonn, the wicked producer, you just know that's it.
I feel like that's a mental game, you know, being able to leave out the noise, because the noise is a lot, you know, so much. The more you pay attention to it, the louder it gets. It's a mental game. You just have to like somehow let all of that noise be on mute so you can get what I'm saying.
They said I should stay outside the booth, play it safe, but passion does not play by the rules. So I stepped in and changed the game.
The game changed for me one stitch at a time as I moved my path from numbers crunching to fabric punching. I started over, no safety nets, no guarantees, just a strong belief in my craft.
And I don't know, maybe I feel like I lost you or something. Does that make any sense? Inspiring others, that is the path to building a legacy. Actor, creative, producer. I don't fit in a box, and that's exactly why I stand out.
Standing out for me meant I had to step out of my comfort zone to stay ahead. And that meant creating a name that would open doors. The Billionaire Chef, I love the sound of that.
Swift Diaries, the story of the ones who redefine the rules. Now showing on MTV Base and BET. Be the Standout Swift.
In 2017, I lost my mom, and suddenly, the music felt different. The beats weren't enough anymore. I had more to say, more to feel, so I found my voice. Singing wasn't just a shift, it was survival. A new sound, a new expression, one I had to teach myself from scratch. Some people said, stick to producing, but I kept going, learned, evolved, created something that was truly mine.
So when I lost my mom, like, everything changed. You know, like, she was the driving force behind a lot of things, you know. I wasn't interested in turning up for my studio sessions. I wasn't just so interested, you know. And I feel like this period is when I rediscovered my love for recording. But I wanted to keep creating, so I kept recording. I started recording a lot of music, just recording music. I started enjoying, like, I wanted to record more music. So I feel like at that point, I've worked with so many artists, I've produced for so many artists, so to an extent, I know what sounded good. And then my guys, you know, they always used to come around, because since I lost my mom and everything, they're always coming around to look after, you know what. So they would just be there, be like, now you record this song, oh, jam. I don't know, maybe they whine me, I be true. Because everything I jam, I don't plus one way sweet, plus one way sweet, jam. I started putting out music gradually. It was in the process of putting out this music that I met my manager that I work with presently, and she listened to the music because she was doing some promotion for me at the time. And she was like, you can't let all of this go to waste, you know. You have to like put more time in the studio, you have to like, you know, work with a team. So at some point I just decided that, okay, you know what, let me do this. And once I put my mind to something, I won't stop till I get it done.
Big things, more like
I feel like my story is like 1 in a million, you know. How often do you see a young boy from a humble home, you know, push boundaries, keep pushing limitations, doubts, obstacles, to this point, you know, be in front of the stage, in front of like thousands of people performing my songs, you know, and I still feel like we're still far from where we're going, so like that's really a standout story to me.
There's no boot that can box me. Every track is a fresh canvas, and every beat is a chance for reinvention. And honestly, for me, that is what being a standout Swift is all about. Pushing yourself, pushing boundaries, and continuously evolving.